Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sonia. Here on my channel, we have healthy discussions about life, love, dating, and relationships while promoting self love and healing. Tonight, I want to talk about ready to love. I just have a few things to say. I'm not doing a recap or review, but there's a couple things I just want to talk about since I have been talking about the show all season. This is the reunion part one. But first and foremost, if you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining the family. If you are returning, hey fam, welcome back. Good to see you. If you are passing through, welcome. I hope you stay. I hope you enjoy it. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content. Everybody turn on your notification bells and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and comment below. I enjoy the comments. Thank you so much. Okay, so first I want to talk about I love seeing the backstage. I love seeing the cast backstage and seeing their reactions as a person who loves to study behavior and body language. I enjoy watching. It was telling. Moomin, for example, was not okay with some of the behaviors from the Brown Girl Squad. I heard that they were related. I heard that her and Camille were related, and maybe that's why she didn't really distance herself. But I was like, okay, mommy, you were not okay with some of this behavior. That's good to know. I had that feeling, but it was confirmation for me. So I enjoyed that. And I enjoyed a couple because there were a lot of moments where people's mouths were just like wide open in disbelief. So I enjoyed that. Also, I'm on the fence about the host and the editing. I would have liked to see an interview like how Carlos King did. With Love and Marriage Hunksville, just because they get down to the nitty gritty. But I think we have one or two reunion episodes to go because there was so much that we missed. So I would have loved to see more. But I don't want to blame all of it on the host. I think editing too. So I just feel like a lot needed to come out, but we'll see what the future holds. Also, I enjoyed that Aisha and Sabrina said what they had to say, which Aisha has been a spokesperson all season. She's going to say what she has to say and she's going to communicate for, I think she was like the voice of the group. So I enjoyed that, but we have not seen Sabrina say so much. So it was nice to hear where Sabrina had her concerns because there was a couple times she was like, well, I'm not going to say anything. So I hope we get a little bit more as far as what happened behind the scenes, although I think we can kind of tell that it was just kind of like the quote unquote mean girls against everyone else. Next, I want to talk about Sean. I see that Sean was really truly over the process, but I want to commend Sean for holding his ground and saying his truth. His truth is the person wasn't there for him and he had a certain expectation. Sean is tired. Sean said, I want the right woman. I want to have children. That's what I want. And I always appreciate someone who knows what they want and won't settle. So kudos to Sean. Tyrone and Carrie, I enjoy seeing their interaction. I want to commend Tyrone for taking accountability for his delivery of his message and kind of trying to put things off on Carrie. I appreciate that she accepted his apology, and I love how he reworded what he would have said, what he really meant. And overall, honestly, I like Tyrone. Tyrone is a work in progress, and I know a lot of people have teased him because of his anxiety and PTSD, but he is a man that is continuing to work on himself and be a voice for people. And I really do believe he's going to make someone a really good husband one day. So kudos to Tyrone for doing what he did. I thought their segment was real grown and real mature, and I love to see it because there was a lot of childishness in this reunion. So it was good to see an adult, healthy conversation and exchange. Like everything in a relationship isn't going to be easy. Every conversation isn't going to be easy and smooth, and we have to learn to solve problems with one another, talk things out, and have difficult conversations. So I enjoyed that. Next up, we have Phil and Sydney. I really don't have a lot to say with them. I wish them well. I think Sydney knew that Frank wasn't stable and wasn't ready. And as time went on, you saw that she had more of a connection with Phil. But check out my last Ready to Love video. I talked a lot about those two. Frank and Moomin, I don't think we are really surprised of the outcome between the two of them. I don't think he really was ready to settle down with either lady, if I'm being honest. And she really dodged a bullet, in my opinion. I just don't see his life. I don't see how his life would have worked with the two of them. I talked about that in my last video. And I want to say though, I do believe if two people really want to do anything together, they can, but the two people have to want it. And I didn't see that with Frank. He has a lot of work to do, and I feel like Moomin does too, but Frank, there's something going on with Frank. He said he was in therapy. I hope he gets the therapy that he needs. I haven't watched the video with him and Crystal, so I'm gonna go and watch that video. Hopefully I can get it in sometime today, but we'll see. I agree with Moomin though when she said, and Aisha was the therapist on the show. Aisha was the therapist for this episode, but you got to be careful. You don't play with people's heart. That's a dangerous game to play when it comes to the matters of the heart. People's money, children, and heart are things you really, in mind. You don't play with those. So I'm happy that they called him out on that. And I hope he continues to do the work that needs to be done for himself. Next, we have Camille, Courtney, Naim, and Zadia. This was so disappointing to me. This was very junior high. I won't even give it high school. The behavior was very junior high. There was a whole lot of lack of accountability. There was a whole lot of childish behavior. I don't know why Naim inserted himself. He should have stayed out of it. He was being rude, in my opinion, to the hostess. Like, what's the aggression about, Naim? Why are you so ready? He did that a little bit before, and I think we gave him the benefit of the doubt because we felt like maybe he's just defending Zadia because he didn't want to go home when he was trying to keep her. But no, that is his behavior. Naim isn't to be trusted either. Maybe him and Zadia can work it out. I don't know. Maybe they'll be a good match for each other. I don't think it's a healthy situation though, but to each his own. But I didn't care for how he got in. I love that Sydney said, "Can somebody check him?" Because really, why are you arguing with women about what they know and what they felt and how they felt? And they're trying to express that they've obviously had concerns with the Brown Girl Squad. There's obviously a lot of issues there, and you don't know all of them. So why are you speaking? Like, what are your motives there? I just don't. I didn't understand it in that moment, and I wish one of the men would have told him, like, "Hey, dude, look, stay out of it and just let them talk this out. This isn't our place or space." Camille allows everyone to protect her, and Zadia, to me, she appears so angry and so frustrated and so ready. She kept that smile on her face. Someone told her to smile through it all, I'm guessing, but it didn't cover up anything, you know. And I hated that the ladies couldn't have a honest conversation about what's happening. But when people won't take accountability, you can't move forward. And let me just say, when it comes down to making amends, to rebuilding a relationship, to healing, accountability, telling the truth, standing in your truth, and having challenging conversations are all part of that process, you know? And they don't have to walk away as friends, but I think just out of respect for people that you guys have gone through this process together, just the miscommunication and all the other things that could have happened, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with saying, "You know what? I was wrong. I'm sorry," and move on. Even if a person doesn't accept your apology, you get that weight off of you so you can move forward with your life. Making amends does a lot for you, and it does a lot for your healing process, your growth process. Like Camille says, she was in therapy. I don't know if I believe that. I think she may have gone to a session or something, but I don't know if you're actively in therapy to the point where you got rid of your personalities. However, you still can't take accountability because the personalities were put in place to cover for poor behavior. So accountability and responsibility for actions and emotions and feelings and thoughts comes with that. It was hard to watch. So next, let's talk about Camille and Cornelius. I know that Camille has done a lot and is the face of like the downside of this relationship, and everyone is like, Camille, you need to run. I'm sorry, Cornelius, you need to run. There's red flags everywhere, send up smoke signals if you need help and all these other things. But let me tell you something, guys. As much as I don't care for how Camille is carrying herself and how she behaves, my spidey senses are going crazy about Cornelius. Something about him is really alarming to me. And I think Camille needs to run. For one, you always have to be careful about a person who's okay with watching another person feet be held to the fire and be complicit in something you both agreed on. And I've been saying since the beginning that I don't trust Cornelius. I don't trust him because his words and his actions don't add up. The man that he says he is versus the man he presents doesn't look the same. His words and his words doesn't add up. He's been consistently inconsistent. He's been dishonest, and I don't trust him. You know, um, you're okay with someone lying, and you're okay with lying, but you are saying how you are this man of God, this Christian man. And let me let me say this because again, I grew up in a church and I've been through a lot with the church. There's a difference between a person who is a church person versus a person who really has a relationship with God. There's a difference between a person who goes for the rituals and routine of church versus in the societal pressure of being a church person versus someone who really has that relationship, who's really building an intimate relationship with God. They are two different things. And so, get to know the difference. Okay. I don't want to get into it, but if you've been in the church, if you just look at our history, slavery wars and everything else were done in the name of the church. A lot of divisiveness, a lot of hate, a lot of harm, a lot of hurt has been caused in the name of the church. So I like to really know a person's relationship with Christ. I don't really want you to talk to me about church so much. And I feel like that's something that needs to be explored. Nothing about him adds up. And I don't trust it. I think he has an agenda. I feel like he's using her for something. I don't know what for. I don't know what the agenda is, but I don't like it and I don't trust it. And I don't like the fact that he's really not a protector of her. Being a protector of someone doesn't mean you hold them up in poor behavior. There is accountability that has to be had. You can do that behind closed doors or face to face or whatever, but there's accountability that has to be had. But even if you just watch him and he's been this way, what he says in his confessionals versus how he acts in front of her, and even on the couch at the reunion, he was agreeing with a lot of things, and then she would look and he wouldn't agree. Like he plays a lot of games. That's a dangerous man, honey. She needs to be careful. He plays a lot of games. He wears a lot of masks. He wears a lot of masks. He's not who he says he is. I'm not sure that he knows. I don't know. I don't trust Cornelius though. So we talk a lot about Camille, but I don't trust Cornelius, and she may be the one to run because she kind of, I don't know if she's the youngest child. She kind of gives me younger child vibe where everybody just protects her and takes care of her, and she just goes out of her way to do everything for the person she's really into. And people take advantage of that. Things are not always what they seem. And the fact that he has not consistently shown up as one person or been true to the man that he says he is, and there's been so much confusion around him, she should be careful. I will watch that one there. I will run from that one there. If she was my friend, I would tell her you may want to run. Um, but she's an adult woman and we all have our own cross to bear in life. I wish her well. I send her love and light and protection, but I don't trust Cornelius not one bit. And so for that, I'm like, you need to be mindful. Same with Naim, but not as much as Cornelius. Like I was really bothered by Cornelius for some reason. I'm like, something is not right there. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts. Do you get a creepy feeling from Cornelius? Do you feel like he is up to something a little more sinister than what we are seeing? Um, there's a lot of manipulation around both of them. Both of them are being manipulative, in my opinion. But there's something with him that I really feel like may not be good for her. And I don't think she's the one we really need to be concerned with. I think he's allowed this behavior. I've learned a long time ago not to trust the person who's quiet while the other person is making a noise. The person that's making a noise is the distraction. You need to figure out what the other person is doing. They're watching everyone for a reason. They're laying back for a reason. They're allowing certain behavior for a reason, or not. I won't say allowing because you can allow anyone to do anything, but they are okay with being surrounded by certain behavior for a reason. You know, they comply for a reason. You just need to find out what that reason is. Guys, I keep telling you, it's like a 600-piece puzzle. You got to spread the pieces out on the table and slowly put them together and pay attention to the pieces because something in the milk is dirty. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you for it. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I recorded 4 videos last week, guys, and my hair was doing something crazy. And I put one up and then I took it down because it was just driving me crazy that I had like a lump or something in my ponytail. And then my products were not mixing. They were starting to cast over and I just couldn't take it. So I took them down. So I have to re-record all of them. I probably won't do the Arian Curry one. I did one on Arian Curry and accountability and sisterhood. I probably just talk about it and take her name out of it. And I talked about a few other things. So those will be coming out. I wish you guys well. Have a wonderful work week. And please don't forget to love yourself for who you are. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.